Today we're checking out some of the best cases for the new iPhone 16. In case you're wondering, I bought all of these cases myself. I'll leave a link for each one covered in today's video down below with current pricing and more information. Now the official silicone case comes in several different colors. The one shown here is ultramarine. As you can see, it's definitely darker than the ultramarine phone. Kind of matches the colors around the cameras on the back though. It's a pretty rigid case. It doesn't really flex at all. It feels pretty much like what you would expect for a silicone case. Kind of a soft touch material on all sides. Seems nice and sturdy for the charging port opening. You'll also notice on the inside, this is MagSafe compatible as well. To me, I feel like it's a little more blue than what this video shows. Almost like a royal blue. It's got just enough screen protection all the way around. Just enough protection on the back for the cameras. You can see it covers up the camera control portion. It actually works really good though. The volume buttons have some nice clickiness to them. Same thing with the power and action buttons as well. Seems like the magnet on the back is strong enough. The case itself weighs about 30 grams, so fairly lightweight. I feel like with silicone cases, some people say they're slippery. I feel like the grip on here is plenty good enough, but of course everyone has a little bit different preference when it comes to how the case feels. To me, definitely one of the nicest silicone cases that you can get for the iPhone 16. If you need a case that's a little more rugged, the Cyber Series ESR case with a built-in stand comes in several different colors. The one shown here is light blue. As you can see, it's a hybrid case where you've got silicone on the inside, harder plastic shell on the back. Kind of reminds me of what you would see from OtterBox. Although I kind of like the style on this one a little bit better. Really nice screen protection all the way around. You can see the built-in kickstand there around the cameras on the back. It seems nice and sturdy, seems pretty easy to use, and it gives you multiple angles. Now the power and volume buttons are covered by the silicone material, but there's a nice opening for the camera control on the side, and it seems pretty easy to use. The buttons seem to stick out plenty on the sides, and they've got some nice clickiness to them as well. And they're probably some of the easiest to use. You've also got a silicone flap for the charging port. Looks like they have some type of mesh covering for the speaker opening at the bottom to add extra protection. Pretty simple design. You can see where your MagSafe accessories go there on the back. Seems like the magnet is nice and strong too. The case itself weighs about 71 grams, so it is going to add some weight to the phone. Overall, just a nice rugged case, but still fairly thin from ESR. Probably one of my favorite cases is the Spigen Thin Fit case. This one also works with MagSafe accessories. Somewhat flexible TPU material going around the edges, harder plastic shell on the back, and then a super thin material going around the new camera button. So it's really easy to use the camera control. It's got just enough screen protection all the way around. I always feel like Spigen does a really good job on their buttons, and that's the case with this one. They stick out plenty. They've got some really nice clickiness to them. Just a really nice job on the buttons. Nice and large opening for the charging port. Also has a nice lip going around the cameras on the back. Looks like the magnet on this one's nice and strong. Only weighs about 31 grams for the case itself, so easily one of the lighter cases out there. As far as texture goes, it does have a little bit of soft touch material. To me, it feels like it has nice grip. Again, probably one of my favorite cases by Spigen. Now the Luxe Snap case by Zag actually has a really nice design to it, sort of a thicker TPU material. The color shown here is river blue, but there's also purple and black as well. It's got what they call a ripple design, and I don't know, I just really like the style of this one. It does have a little bit of flex to it, but you can tell it's a thicker TPU material than most other TPU cases. Definitely has a little more flex on the sides. It's more rigid than you would think though for a TPU case like this. I like how they do the ridges on the back. They've also got a nice tapered opening for the camera control. They also put a bunch of little texture here on the sides, which gives it really nice grip. The buttons on here actually feel nice and grippy, but they also feel a little bit softer than the rest of the case as well, which actually makes them easier to use. Just a really nice job on the buttons on this one. You can see it has nice protection for the cameras on the back and a large opening for the charging port as well. Weighs about 42 grams for the case itself, so it's got a little bit of weight to it. It's still fairly lightweight though. Even though it's a thicker case, it still works with MagSafe accessories. The magnet also seems like it's strong enough, so that's good to see as well. Definitely one of my favorites as far as the design, and it just feels like really nice quality by Zag. Another case that I really like the design and feel of is the Caseology Nano Pop. I kind of wish they had more color options, but the one shown here is Blueberry Navy. This one also works with MagSafe accessories. It's a pretty flexible TPU material. I wasn't sure how this would look with the ultramarine color. Not bad though. They've got a really nice opening for the camera control, so it's really easy to use. That actually works really nice. Probably just enough screen protection all the way around. Caseology always does a really nice job with their buttons. These have some nice clickiness to them. They stick out plenty, so you don't really have to look where they're located. Plus you have a nice large opening for the charging port. It's smoother on the back. They put these little bumps on the sides, so it's super grippy. Weighs about 38 grams for the case itself, so fairly lightweight. Nice protection around the cameras. The magnet seems plenty strong enough for MagSafe accessories. Overall, just a really nice case by Caseology. Again, probably one of my favorites as far as how the design is. I'm just hoping they come out with more color options. If you're looking for a leather case, I feel like this Bellroy case is pretty nice quality. The texture could be a little bit softer, but I assume over time that'll be a little bit better. Really nice and rigid, has a harder shell on the back, has a nice felt-like material on the inside, or microfiber. On the top and bottom and where the openings are, it's using a brown TPU material. Overall, it just has a really nice look to it. It also has a nice opening for the camera control on the side, so that's really easy to use. I also like the accent color for the metal buttons. It sort of looks like a copper color. I feel like you don't really have to push on the buttons much to get them to work. It just feels like really nice quality. Just enough screen protection on all sides. I also like the design for the cameras on the back. Pretty nice protection there as well. Nice and large opening for the charging port. The magnet on the back looks nice and strong. Only weighs 32 grams, so nice and lightweight. To me, if you're looking for a leather case, I would definitely check this one out by Bellroy. Now UAG has quite a few cases that I like. The Essential Armor case has a really nice rugged look to it, but yet it's still fairly slim. They've got several colors, but this one here is called Essential Armor Ash. It's a thicker TPU material, sort of frosted though, you can see through it a little bit. Over by the camera control, it's really soft. It's a pretty rigid case though. Once you put the case on, you can sort of see the blue color through the case. I kind of like what they're doing with the MagSafe shape, just a little bit different than some of the others. It's got really nice screen protection all the way around. has a matte, smooth texture to it all the way around. Nice and large opening for the camera control. Seems to work pretty good overall. The buttons on here seem nice and chunky. Makes them really easy to use. You've also got an oversized cutout for the charging port. Kind of a nice triangle design around the cameras as well. Again, I really like the design on this one. And of course, the magnet is nice and strong, so it's gonna work good with MagSafe accessories. Only weighs about 37 grams, so pretty lightweight for a rugged case. Just a really nice job by UAG. To me, the ESR Cloud Series silicone case with the MagSafe is on the same level to the official silicone case by Apple. It just feels like a really nice quality. I kind of wish they had more color options. The one shown here is light tan. It's got a really nice and soft microfiber or felt-like material on the inside. They even throw in a different color around the cameras if you want to change that out. It's a really nice and rigid case. It has a really nice and soft silicone feel pretty much on all edges. You can see it's got a nice and large opening for the camera control. Makes it really easy to use. It will expose that edge a little bit if you would drop your phone, but if you use the camera control a lot, that's probably a good way to do it. Now, the first thing I notice about this case, all of the buttons stick out really far, so you don't even have to look at the case to locate them. Probably some of my favorite as far as how they feel when you're pushing the buttons. This one definitely feels good in the hand. Just has really nice grip to it. Nice and large opening for the charging port. You're not gonna get much better than this as far as camera protection. And I like the shape of this. Kind of makes it look like the Pro models. You also have a little texture here for the MagSafe. Also has a really nice and strong magnet. So it's gonna work good with MagSafe accessories. Only weighs about 36 grams, so one of the lighter cases out there. Overall, definitely one of the best silicone cases you can get for the iPhone 16. Probably one of the grippiest cases you can get is the Athlux case by Caseology. It's got a rough texture here on the back. Real nice and grippy texture on the sides as well. I wish they had more color options. This one here is called Active Gray. It's a thicker TPU material, so you can see it's somewhat flexible. It's got just enough screen protection all the way around. You can also see it's a nice and large opening for the camera control, so pretty easy to use that as well. All the buttons are covered by a smoother TPU material. They've got really nice clickiness to them, as usual from Caseology. They also seem to stick out just enough on the sides. You've got a nice and large opening for the charging port on the bottom. Nice protection for the cameras on the back. Plus I like how they did the design. Good protection there as well. Magnet on the back is probably just strong enough. Could be a little bit stronger in my opinion. Weighs about 39 grams for the case itself, so fairly lightweight. I like the design overall on this case, but probably the best part is just how grippy it is. Nice thing about the Spigen Ultra Hybrid MagFit case is they have several designs. This one here is called 01. And this one here is called Black. This one's really nice if you don't want to cover up the back of your phone. The 01 design kind of shows what the inside of the phone looks like. Regardless of which one you go with, they feel like pretty much the same material on the sides. For me, I probably prefer this one as kind of a matte finish versus glossy on the clear one. You can see it has a nice and large opening for the camera control. It doesn't take much effort to use the camera that way. The buttons are covered by the TPU material, but they seem to work really good. I feel like Spigen always does a nice job with buttons, and they usually have some nice clickiness to them as well. Nice and large opening on the bottom for the charging port. The magnet seems to be strong enough on here as well, so they're gonna work good with the MagSafe accessories. Weighs about 35 grams for the 01, 34 grams for the clear one. Overall, just a really nice option, regardless of which design you go with by Spigen. The Gem Shell Grip Case by Spec. Sort of an interesting design here. It's mostly a clear, harder plastic. Doesn't really flex at all. Has a harder shell on the back, but it's got this nice texture. Definitely helps give it extra grip. This one's a really snug fit. Doesn't move really at all. Looks like it's got really good screen protection all the way around. They really taper the opening for the camera control. I feel like they could have made it a little bit thinner around that camera button, but it still seems to work pretty good. The buttons are covered by a clear TPU material. Probably one of the better ones out there in my opinion, just as far as how easy they are to use. A nice and large opening for the charging port. It also has nice protection for the cameras, plus the little ridges add some more grippiness to it. Feels like the magnet on the back is probably just strong enough. Weighs about 41 grams, so still fairly lightweight, even though this is a thicker plastic. If you don't want to cover up the color of your phone, this is definitely one of the better options out there by Spec, in my opinion. Here lately, I've tried some of the cases from Taurus, similar style to this one, and they actually work really good. I really like this natural titanium gray color, but they have other colors to choose from as well. It's frosted on the back, but you can sort of see through it. I like that the MagSafe part matches the outside color. Overall, just a nice design to it. It's nice and rigid, so it doesn't really flex much. So it does let a little bit of that color show through. You can kind of see the Apple logo there as well. I like the design around the cameras. It seems like you have good protection there. You can see it's tapered there around the camera control. It actually works really good with this case. Looks like you have plenty of screen protection. It doesn't feel quite as soft on the edges as some of the other Taurus cases. The grip's not bad, just not quite as grippy as some of the other ones I've tested from them. I feel like these are probably some of the best buttons out there as far as how easy they are to use. It doesn't take much effort, and of course they have some nice clickiness to them. But you also have other color options to choose from if you want to switch those out. Nice oversized cutout for the charging port. The magnet is nice and strong, as usual from Taurus. Only weighs about 33 grams for the case itself, so definitely one of the lighter cases out there. Overall, just a really nice design with this one from Taurus. Now the silicone case by Encased, I thought I would throw in here just as sort of a honorable mention. There's a few other colors available, but this one is green. It might not be the best silicone case out there, but considering the price, it's actually really nice. The silicone material feels very similar to the official silicone case and the one by ESR. It works with MagSafe accessories, has that microfiber material on the inside. One difference with this one, it's a little more flexible on the charging port and camera control. This one does flex a little bit more than the official silicone case. But once it's on the phone, it actually looks and feels really nice. It's just a nice clean design to it. I almost feel like because it flexes right there by the camera button, it actually works a little better than some of the ones that are more rigid. It's got a nice cutout for the charging port. All the buttons are covered by the soft TPU material. The whole case just feels really nice, has a soft touch or silicone feel to it. Camera design's pretty simple, just like the official silicone case. I feel like these buttons work just as good as some of the more popular brands out there. To me, I feel like the magnet on this is just as strong as the official silicone case as well. Weighs about 35 grams for the case itself. Overall, just a really nice job by Encased. Now the Smartish Grip Monk case comes in several different colors. Some even have like prints on the back. The one shown here is called Blues on the Green. You can see it also works with MagSafe accessories. Has a microfiber material on the inside. It does have a little bit of flex to it. It feels like a thicker TPU material, kind of a matte finish on the back. But then it has a nice grippiness to it on the sides, and it has some waviness to it as well. It's got plenty of screen protection all the way around. Probably one of the better ones as far as the opening for the camera control. Actually works really good with this case. The buttons are covered by the TPU material. They actually seem to work really good. Plus they've got some nice clickiness to them. Nice and oversized cutout for the charging port. Nice design around the cameras on the back as well. Just a little bit of branding down here at the bottom. About 41 grams for the case itself. So you can tell it's a thicker TPU material. Still fairly lightweight though. Nice and strong magnet there on the back, so it should work good with the MagSafe accessories. Overall, just a really nice TPU case with really good grip from Smartish.
So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.